Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Lazy Cat Reactions. This is episode 16 of season 9, Pandora's Box. Trapped together at the ranch, Lou and new hand Mitch open up about their recent pasts. A conflicted Ty hesitates to open a package from his father. It says Lou and Mitch open up about their recent pasts, which obviously would mean that Lou's going to talk a bit about her marriage with Peter, and then Mitch will talk about whatever he has going on. I have a suspicion that they're setting it up, that she and Mitch are going to get together, which kind of bothers me in a way, because she and Peter basically just called it quits, even though they had separated. It was earlier this season, of course, where we saw her take her ring off and officially end it. And now all of a sudden, they brought in this new guy. You know, she wants to start dating and taking it slow. But it just feels to me that they're moving her too fast. And one of the shows I react to is Walker. Go check out those videos. By the time this airs, hopefully season 2 will be up, maybe even season 3. So check that out. But the main character, Cordell, in the first episode, his wife is murdered. And of course the whole season is basically trying to find his wife's murder. And I even commented that I didn't want to see him dating right away. Now, he did go undercover. And when he was undercover, he was kind of involved with this woman who was part of this scheme. So that kind of bothered me a bit. But it was kind of the whole undercover thing. So I think that was the excuse he used to do it. But he'd even said later that he wasn't ready. And he did wear his wedding ring for a while. Now, the end of season 2, the start of season 3, he has started dating. He started really in season 2. But with that, there's been enough time that has passed. Because Emily is killed, and then it's like 11 months later when the show picks up. So almost a year right there. And then, of course, the rest of the time went by. So my guess is that by the time that he did start dating again, or going out, starting dating his friend, my guess is that it was 2 to 3 years after the fact, you know. I mean, obviously, he's never going to be over Emily. He's never going to stop loving Emily. But he's finally at a point where he's mourned and he can move on. And so I liked that. Personally, I would have liked to have seen in the series where he maybe didn't date again until like season 4 or 5. Like not be involved at all until season 4 or 5. They kind of rushed it a bit, I thought, on the series. Excuse me. But given that there was so much time in between, I was a little okay with it. You know, it's not like Emily died, boom, a month later, he's dating someone else. And they have a tendency to do that here in TV shows and movies, where a character dies or they divorce or something. There's an episode or two, and then they're seeing someone else. And to me, I feel like that can give the audience whiplash, even if time has passed. Because it's like you were just involved with this person, and now you're involved with this one. So, Lou and Mitch might not get together right away, and I hope they don't. But to me, it does seem like they're kind of trying to introduce him awfully fast. You know? Personally, on the show, I would be cool if Lou didn't date anyone until like season 11 or 12 to allow that extra time, allow the audience also time to mourn. Because me, I'm still kind of mourning her and Peter breaking up because I loved them together. And I'm disappointed that they weren't. And I know in season 8 they were hinting about being separated, but I thought, well, maybe they will still get back together. Maybe they'll separate for a bit. And I guess there's still a possibility they could. Maybe they'll separate for a bit, realize they're being stupid, and get back together. Now, of course, it seems more unlikely. It could happen, but it seems more unlikely. So I just wish that they would allow the audience more time to kind of mourn for them. Especially because they got married at the end of season 3. So, and then they broke up, season 8? I'm going to basically say season 9, because season 8, they were still wearing their rings. So it's like they were maybe still trying. So we had basically like 5 seasons where they were together. And so it's going to take a bit of time to get over. So we'll see. Maybe nothing will happen with Mitch until like season 12 or something. But I have a feeling that they've introduced him now as a way of pushing her to start dating him. And since there are only 3 episodes left this season, there is a possibility that maybe nothing will happen until next season, season 10. Maybe they're just going to kind of talk and tease the audience a bit. But, you know, like I said, if nothing else, I mean, kind of like what happened with Cassie. She's been in the show for a while, but she didn't get involved with Caleb until season 8? But she's been in, I think, since season 6, maybe 6 or 7. So she was introduced, and granted, she's a supporting character, but they've still kept her around. And then she started dating Caleb a little while later. So, and plus, it gave Caleb enough time from his marriage ending. Whatever happened to Nicole? She was managing Maggie's. She's like disappeared. Let's get started. I love how she's riding bareback. This time.
Okay. That should be enough.
A female for once. Seems like all the horses they have trouble with are males. So what did Mitch see?
Just give me a minute.
So we would throw rocks in the pond.
Well, as soon as I finish reading this article.
Okay, I'm off to Maggie's.
All right, show us.
Oh my God.
How the hell did they get it up there?
You know, it's ironic.
Those little.
You know, to be fair, it doesn't say anything on here about rearranging the furniture. Okay, let's go over the periodic table.
Oh,
I already know it by heart.
You can't just memorize it. You have to take a walk.
valid point. You know, anything could happen at any time.
I didn't mean to snoop, but you're acting so weird.
Can we just get back to work?
No, I know what it is.
What?
It's an anniversary present. I think that's so sweet.
No, it isn't.
Oh, you are not a very good liar.
I'm serious,
I
Amy.
think we open it a bit
I'm
early.
not
You know
kidding,
me.
okay? I'm not kidding. It's not for you. It's from my dad.
I don't know. I think Lou has gotten worse with obsessing over everything because of how she's acting now. Because I'm starting to think to myself, maybe Peter was right to get out. You know, maybe that's one reason why I took the job in Vancouver, so I wouldn't have to be around Lou all the time. Because she does seem to have gotten worse. She does seem like she was a little more laid back in the earlier seasons, you know. But it seems like Lou is just really really obsessing over everything. And you know how she was saying, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. And if that were me, I'd be like, Lou, shut it. There's more than one way to do something. And if you can't let me do my job, get out. You know, I hate people who micromanage, which is one reason why I have tried to work for myself and go independent. Because I gotta say, my boss, she's a real bitch. But yeah, like, people who micromanage don't trust their employees. And I'm sure, you know, part of this is she's micromanaging because of the sexual tension between her and Mitch. And it's just like, you know, in reality, the way she's acting would put him off. And would put him off forever. Like, he wouldn't think, oh yeah, this is adorable that she's like this, and still come around. No, even if he was interested at first, it would eventually be like, no, I'm not doing this. Like, this woman is nuts. She's way too obsessive. And it's not going to happen. And that is the reality. Now, of course, this is television, and so they fudge things. But, and maybe there is someone out there who works well with that. You know, in a way, she kind of reminds me of Monica from Friends. And full disclosure, Monica was my least favorite on Friends. I mainly found her to be obsessive and annoying, and baby obsessed, which was really irritating. And so in a way, she kind of reminds me of Monica. Not to that degree, you know, Monica's likes things clean and everything, but Monica does obsess, which is a lot like Lou. You know, so that is, you know, on the point I was going with that. I lost my train of thought for a moment. But the point with that is that, you know, Monica is like that. She's obsessive and controlling and stuff. And yet she does end up marrying Chandler because, you know, he says, I like maintaining you. And she seems to let him. But yet at the same time, she is also kind of a bitch to him. So there could be someone there. Obviously not Peter, because that's why he escaped and got the job in Vancouver. But there could be someone out there, and maybe it is Mitch, who can kind of rein in her obsessiveness and controlling nature and allow her to take things in stride and go with the flow. I mean, me, I like to kind of control and plan things out, usually like with my schedule. You know, like even today I was thinking, okay, so I gotta get this done and this done and this done, and then tomorrow I have to do this and this and this. And that's me. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, but something else could happen. And if it does fuck up my schedule, I deal with it. I wouldn't be like Lou and just going off on a tangent about it. I'd say, okay, slight pivot, now we're good. So I think there has to be a bit of balance. He's still thinking about the package. Yep. I like how Jack isn't wearing a wedding ring, but Ty is.
So you're opening it?
Then I'm gonna have to wonder where it came from. You remember my dad?
Well, he's dead, so I wouldn't worry about it. Alright.
Yeah.
So, walking wounded and crazy dad. So start Switch phones, yeah. I saw that coming.
Yeah, maybe later.
When she put her phone down, I saw that.
Now look who's leaving their phone lying around.
Oh, I was wondering where that was.
Lisa, can you help me draw a picture of my pony?
Yes, of course.
He's having some flashbacks.
Does you think there's a chance of her putting that thing on?
I don't know. If she can get used to this, it's a step towards putting on the inhalation mask.
Okay, well, good luck.
Look, it's just a grazing muzzle. You're okay.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow.
Okay, so why was that so easy?
Probably because it's got
She obviously doesn't have a problem with
openings.
face.
That doesn't really have an opening.
You think it's the way it looks that scares her, or maybe it's the...
Come on, Jack. You know that stuff like that's gonna happen. But I have a feeling he's worried, and I have a feeling he's gonna say something to Lisa about that pretty much being the same that happened with Lindy. See, I don't like that Lisa's not telling him because that is her husband. You know, and some people might say, well, and the bottom line is no. It's like, that's your spouse. You're supposed to confide everything with them. There are not supposed to be secrets in a marriage. And if you have secrets in a marriage, then what are you doing being married? You know? Like, at the time of recording, I recently had my annual exam. And I haven't heard anything yet, but my SO knew, you know, I was like, yeah, I got my doctor's appointment. If there would be an issue, I would tell him. Because then we'd figure out next steps together. And maybe Lisa feels that she doesn't want to say anything in case it is nothing, you know? Maybe if it is nothing, she feels like, oh, well, you know, we don't need to worry Jack about this. And then if it is something, Lisa seems like the type that would try to deal with it on her own, though, and not necessarily involve Jack. And if it is the former, well, yeah, you know, I could see that. Like, I didn't want you to know because you were worried about it and there was no reason to. Valid. But at the same time, that's kind of why you're supposed to have your spouse. Your spouse is supposed to be there to be your rock. So even if something is nothing, your spouse can still be there for support. And if something is nothing, well, then you and your spouse can celebrate it being nothing. Even though Peter and Lou have broken up, if something happened and Peter came down with the illness, or Lou, I think the other would care enough that they would be there. They may not be in love anymore, but I think they still care about each other. So, you know, that's something to think about. Maybe I'm just the type that wants to make sure that there is nothing but open communication. But trust and communication, those are the keystones to a relationship. And if you're keeping something from your spouse, even if it's minor, how can they trust you? You know? Because then when they find out, because they will eventually, even if it's minor, they'll start thinking, what else might you be keeping? And then you've lost the trust.
Sorry, Mr. Bartlett, but honestly, it's not the way it looked.
I knew what I saw.
But nothing even happened.
That's because I was here.
What does it matter?
You're supposed to be her tutor, aren't you?
It's just a
I
kiss.
think you ought to leave.
Well, his mom's not here yet.
That's fine. I'll drive him home myself.
That's okay. I can walk.
Jack, a kiss. It would have just
Thanks,
been a
Jack. That
kiss.
was so embarrassing. And all over nothing.
Ah, these two. So why that was a delay in pausing, I don't know. But I was gonna say those two. Like I said, I think normally if that would happen, he would just be like, yeah, I'm not interested anymore. I mean, he's only just started to scratch the surface of Lou Fleming Morris. So it does make you wonder if Lou is going to keep the name Morris or if she's just going to go back to Fleming. And, you know, Amy made a valid point when she was saying that, you know, what's worse, not knowing or knowing. I mean, what if the contents are good? Obviously, there's not that much in there because it's a small box. Maybe it's some money. Maybe it's a deed to something. And I get it, you know. He doesn't want to know. But he does. And of course, by the end of the episode, Ty is going to open that box. I'm going to open Pandora's box. Well, she's doing better, breathing better.
All right, gotta listen to her lungs. Well, her airways have definitely opened up a little.
So the steroids are working?
Yeah, it sure seems like it.
Okay, well, should we try another round with the mask?
I think once is enough for today. Let's give her a break. Try again tomorrow.
I'll take her into the barn.
Yeah, see, that's them working together. They want to eventually have their own business.
Hi, Doctor.
Well, there you go. It's going to be nothing.
Dr. Anderson? Hi. I know. We have been playing a little phone tag today, right? Yeah. Really? What? Yes, I'm relieved.
Jack is too.
Yes, that's very good news. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's not necessary. In fact, I think I may have overreacted a little.
Yeah, a little bit.
Be that as it may. We might have to rethink this whole tutoring arrangement.
Come on, I'll walk you to your mom's car.
And don't forget that I have a pretty good view of the whole yard right from that door.
Okay, Jack. Maybe not overreact. Let them be kids.
Can't you see my mom's right there?
Just ignore him.
Hey. Hey, dude. Hey, Maverick. Mr. Maverick.
Are you okay?
No.
But you're limping. No, it's here.
I like that Georgie's taking care of her mom.
I think I know how good we have it. Let's just open the damn
He
thing.
really can't hurt you anymore. Honestly, if nothing else, let Amy open it. Cigar box.
Who knows, maybe it was the one time he actually picked a winner. Should try and cash it.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. This is the day I learned to ride a dirt bike. My dad taught me. Well, not very well. I mean, I crashed 3 or 4 times.
I'll probably always tear it on the side. ring.
This is my mom's engagement ring
Why would he have that?
because he stole it.
Oh, there you go. That would be why he stole the ring. My guess is that Lucy probably knew. So, or Lily, I should say. Lily probably knew. And so it'll be worth some money, so he can go hawk it. Or give it to Lily, but go hawk it and get some money from it.
Yeah. He pawned it off to pay off some gambling debt. Yeah, it was the final straw in their marriage.
Yeah, what does the note say?
Hey, Lil, I thought you should have this. So I saved up a little dough and I bought it back for you.
Let's talk about it.
Don't suppose you feel like talking either
No.
about what's going on with you and Adam.
Nothing happened, remember?
Lisa's like, I'm out of here.
You know, I actually like that kid as far as teenage boys go. So try not to break his heart.
As far as
Alright.
teenage boys go. Maverick.
Nothing's so weird already.
Same thing she did to Peter. Ugh.
It's just, there's this whole series of jokes about the ranch hand and the farm stand.
Lou did pretty much the same thing to Peter, you know, was basically like, this isn't going to work, and then launched herself at him, too. So Lou has a tendency to do that. And, you know, she was kind of smiling there, I think, because she is moving forward. But like I said, and, you know, maybe it's they're going to kiss and nothing's going to happen for a bit, but like I said, she and Peter literally just officially broke up. You know, some might say they broke up in season 8. Yeah, but again, there was the thought that maybe they would still get back together. They both still wore their rings until recently when she took it off. And it just feels like she's moving too fast. Lou, I think, is the type of person that doesn't like to be single, because she was with Carl, I think it was Carl, and basically dumped him for Scott. Was with Scott for a little bit, then they broke up, and then she was on a rebound with that Mountie. What's his name, Mike? Maybe? Matt? I don't know. With him, broke up with him, and then basically started with Peter. And that was all basically in like one season. You know? So, and now of course, she hasn't been separated from Peter that long, and she was starting to go on a few dates, and now there's this Mitch guy. So it's kind of like, what about being single? I mean, Amy is kind of the same, because in the first episode she did have that boyfriend, the guy that Ty punched out, but they ended up breaking up, and then she was, of course, single for a while. She and Ty flirted, kissed at the end of season 1. She kind of flirted a bit with Caleb, dated him, I think, like twice or something. Ty dated Kit, but then those two got together and have pretty much been together since, even though she had that attraction to Chase. You know, they still stayed together. So with Amy, it wasn't as much. But Lou seems like the type of person who really doesn't want to be alone, wants to have a guy with her. Which, I don't know if that's good or bad, you know? Because remember, she had said something about, you know, she's just going to be, you know, a single woman, run her business and everything. And then it's like, yeah, but now you've just kind of made a move on Mitch. So what happened to your single is great attitude? I don't know. Lou is definitely complicated. Sometimes I think she doesn't even know what she wants. And I figured Lisa was going to be okay, but even if she wasn't, they would have dealt with it. So thank you for joining me for this reaction. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on Lou. You know, is she a serial monogamist? It seems to me like she doesn't really like the thought of being single, even though she says. But when I say that, I also mean single as in single. She seems to be okay with like having a man around to do stuff with occasionally, even if that means, you know, her being single and not being married. I mean, she got used to pretty much being a single mother with Peter working in Vancouver. So she does have some experience of that. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at LazyCatReactions, and I'll see you for episode 17. Bye.